Paul St-Pierre Plamondon of the PQ, who graciously said he would come on with us. We're a little late because the finance minister was a little late. Mr. Plamondon, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I apologize for the lateness.
No problem.
Let me start by asking, so basically, I don't know how much of what you heard or how much you just heard of our interview, but give me your reaction, first of all, overall to the budget. And let's start with that.
Well, without getting into every single detail, basically what happened is we foresaw a deficit of $4 billion this year, and it turned out to be $11 billion. It's a historic deficit. And then the question is, how can that happen? How can we be so far from the estimation a year ago? The factors are an economic growth that is way lower than what was foreseen by the government a year ago. So it's not 1.4. It turned out to be 0.6%. Factors like Hydro-Quebec generating less revenues, a negotiation with the public sector where the government thought they could lowball the workers, and it didn't turn out this way. So obviously it cost more than what they had expected. Decisions that are really showing with time as difficult financial decisions by the CEQ, such as a tax break that costs $1.7 billion every year, checks that were given right before the elections that cost several billions, and decisions like public transport projects where we bury hundreds of millions in studies. There's no project. Maison des Aînés, Panier Bleu, Espace Bleu, project that went nowhere but did cost a lot of money. So all these factors, they come into play. And one other important factor that the PQ puts forward is that the government said it had a strong mandate and it would then get monies from the federal government for fundamental missions of provinces. For instance, for healthcare, all provinces made the same demand, and Quebec at the end, instead of getting $6 billion, got only $1 billion. And then if we add up insurance for medication and dental plan, all the programs from the federal that we are supposed to get compensation, you get up to $14 billion in demands, formal demands by the CEQ to the federal government that were never met, that were never responded. And that's also very expensive. And so all these factors, they come into play. And it will mean over the next years arbitrations, difficult decisions, unless we change completely the parameters, and that's what we think we should do, get back the $82 billion that we're sending to Ottawa every year in exchange of no or little services, passports, the army, but in general, all the difficult services are under the responsibility of Quebec government. So get back that $82 million and then make choices according our priorities.
I'm going to stop you there. I know you don't have that much time, and I want to get to Eric Duhem as well. But you're spending a lot of time here, basically blaming the feds, or at least blaming the CAQ for not getting from the feds what they were supposed to get. With respect to the budget itself, forget that for just a second. Put that off to the side. What in this budget bothers you the most? What are you most disappointed in beyond the federals?
Well, of course, it's an $11 billion deficit, and we were
just
supposed
the number.
To have. So of course, it's the main part, because it's not a budget that moves forward on the several crises that we're going through right now. I mean, there are some investments here and there, but nothing major that will change the portrait of the situation over the next years. It's a prudent budget. There are good things in that budget, but overall, the main point is $11 billion deficit. It means that the model may not be sustainable for Quebec's government, and then we need to look at solutions. Today, I asked the CEQ if they could keep their promise to reform the way the doctors are paid in Quebec, get a system that would be mixed and not by the Act. That was a promise from the CEQ and the incorporation of doctors as well. That would bring $800 million a year, and that was never done by the CEQ, although it was a formal promise.
Okay. Mr. Plamondon, I do appreciate your time. I'm sorry we had to keep you as long as we did. Thanks so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
All right. Paul St-Pierre Plamondon, the leader of the PQ.